The messages coming out of that Fulham defeat were quite clear. Why don't we play like this in the league? Because if we did, we'd actually be absolutely fine. And why are we not starting Bocat more? Welcome back to Where Potters Walk. We've got Carl and George and Adam is around somewhere to give their view on that loss to Fulham. We're also talking about the letter P this week, who gets in our A to Z. And, of course, we're talking about the best ever penalty takers for Stoke City. Hope you're well. Thank you very much for your company. 20 minutes of Stoke City chat. Are you ready, Carl, or are you just giving up this week? Are we?
No, a bit more upbeat. A bit more upbeat, to be fair, after that game. Yeah, there's a lot more positives, I think, aren't there?
Let's have a look at some takes. And George says, play like that against most Championship sides and we'll actually do half decent this season. Yeah, was there an element of why can't they play like this every week?
I think so, yeah. I think, I've all my hands up, I didn't go to the game. I've been working, but I've watched the highlights since I've got in on BT. I think they put up a good showing. You know, Fulham are no pushovers in the Premier League, as we've seen. I know they played a weakened side, a different side, but we gave it a good go, considering. I'm not sitting here making excuses up every single week with the injuries, because it is what it is now, but I think we give a very good showing. It's just that error from Simkin, who I believe did very, very well throughout the game. You just give the ball away because we were messing about with it at the back, and you get punished against Premier League sides. Perhaps against a Championship side, we'd have got away with that one, but you can't do that against a Premier League side. So I'm more upbeat, to be fair, than what I have been the last few weeks after that performance.
Okay. This one here from Ollie says, miles better. We lost to the better side with better players. We don't ask much more than that. Still wish the players would gamble when balls go into the box, though. The wing-back shape looks to work better, especially without the ball onto Leicester. And George, on that wing-back shape, do you agree to that point?
Yeah, I think it got Bocat more involved of going up and down. I think Bocat was brilliant with it suited him in the wing-back system. I thought when he set up it wasn't going to work, but I think it worked really well with the Bocat and Thomas on the wings. But I think we really did really well with that system today against a good Premier League side, and it would be interesting if he does the same next week versus Leicester, because they've been really poor, Leicester have this season. But yeah, I think that wing-back system was quite good, and it'd be interesting if he plays the next week.
Yeah, loads of superlatives. Daddy Spoon Gamer says, best we've played in weeks. Positive take for the game. Play like that going into the league game. We should start picking up some more points. Right then. Starting Bocat then. What do you think, Carl? I mean, there's loads of fans saying absolutely that's what should happen against Leicester. This one in particular. Ethan says, got to be starting Bocat next game. Was absolutely brilliant today. Agreed?
Yeah, that lad who pulled me up the other day asked where I've been drinking. I passed it around the stadium before the game because everybody's raving about him, aren't they? Yeah, it's probably the best game he's had in a good while, isn't it? Everybody's out of form. Everybody's gone out of form at the same time. And obviously with the illness we've got in camp and the injuries, and, you know, it's taking people a while to get up to speed. And Bocat did very well today. You know, from what I've seen on the highlights, I thought he got up that wing. We look better going forward for him running up and making them runs. Defensively, he was better than what he has been. I call it as I see it. Last week, he was very, very poor. The week before, I thought he was all right. Obviously, that chap in the comments didn't, but I've just passed a cup of what I was drinking round to everybody today because they've seen him for what I saw him a few weeks back.
Yeah. You agree, George?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I said a couple of weeks on the podcast, when Bocat's come in for Creswell, I think he's done unbelievable. It's like that Southampton game wasn't up to standard, but today it was unbelievable. For that first goal as well, to get the ball across the box to Jono was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, he was brilliant today. Defended really well, got up really well, and yeah, Bocat for me, he's got to be starting next week versus Leicester.
Yeah, he got caught. You got to call it how you see it. Against Southampton, he had an absolute stinker. I won't deny that, but I think
most players did that game, didn't they? But he was just definitely for that first goal.
I think that was the Birmingham game. I said he did all right, and somebody pulled me up saying, "What have you been drinking?" But like I say, Southampton, I think you could write the old team off. I think everybody was awful that game, and he's shown what he can do today, and it's a positive again.
Definitely.
Are we ready for a negative? Because you know Stoke fans, you know the fan base are going. Let's have a look at this one, shall we? Yes, Ethan says, whoever signed that Schmidt wants sacking. Now, before you say it's too early to say. We've seen a couple of games now. Carl, has he got a point, Ethan?
I don't know. I'm not going to say he's wrong, Ethan, because we haven't seen a great deal of him. He's had a few balls played into him, but I aren't going to write him off. Yeah, I just can't do it. I don't think the delivery, the service has been there. I don't think he's had much chance. He's been thrown in a squad that's makeshift and that's absolutely stinking the place out with form. When Sorba Thomas gets back to his best and he's putting balls in the box, perhaps Raksaki gets up to scratch. Perhaps Manouf will come back in. I don't know. If he's getting balls played in and he's hitting them wide or not getting on the end of them, just as Mubama got absolutely rinsed, then you can say whoever signed him, the recruitment again wants sacking. But come on, it's what he played 2.5, 3.5 games. Just let's see. Let's not do the most Stoke thing ever and write somebody off after 3.5 games. Give him half a season, the remainder if he ends up with 0 goals, and okay. Let's say whoever signed him wants to sack.
George, have you been impressed?
Like Carl said, hasn't really been involved really because his service has been really poor for him, I think. But like I said a couple of weeks ago as well, I think he's really good off the ball. His movement's been really good, attracting defenders to him, giving Stoke players to the other way. But yeah, he hasn't been the best yet. But it's only been a couple of games yet, and there's still loads of games left in the season to go. And yeah, I think he will. I think he's a striker who will score some goals. I think it will come soon. You just need to give him time and service, and I think he'll be a good striker in the end.
Okay. Since we last saw you, you've also played at Charlton. So we just move on from that. Okay.
Yeah, move on.
I mean, we could move on, but the only thing that came out of that game was we started to see some Robins out tweets. I mean,
rubbish.
Really?
Yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, our season. Injuries have destroyed our season. And Stoke fans, they do my head in sometimes. So the amount of stuff I saw after the game about Robins out, and I mean, if we didn't have Robins, if Robins had come in last season, we'd have gone down easily without Robins. And he saved us last season. He's took us to a brilliant position this season. And he asked for 14th again, and we're sliding down the table a bit. But the injuries have killed us. The substitutions are a bit dodgy, but Luke Robins is a brilliant manager. And one day we're back in the Premier League, but might not be this season. But Stoke fans can't go at Robins. It's just ridiculous, to be fair.
Yeah.
The best way I can put it, this is the only sort of similarity I can put because I work in construction. If we've got a digger driver on site and he's digging footings and he digs the footings to perfection every single day, and we've got other drivers on site, but we've got this one particular best driver, he digs everything perfect, always does a good job. One day he goes off sick, he's off for 6 months, we get the other digger driver in who's okay, he knows what to do, but he isn't as good. The footings are not going to be as good, are they? I know it's a very weird way of putting it, but that's what Stoke are dealing with. Chamadou, he was always darting up that right. Everything up that right-hand side comes from in. Manouf hasn't looked half the player he was when Chamadou was there. We're playing Maxi, or we've had Sorba at right wing back. We're not going to be great. We've got players out of position. You then look at Lewis Baker. He was instrumental in that midfield. The midfielders looked awful since he's gone. Rigo can't get up to scratch yet. Again, I'm not writing him off. Strikers, all the strikers we've had have been absolutely shocking, but it's still better than playing Cisse up there, who does run and does work hard. And I know I was saying what we've been messing about with Mubama when Cisse's this good. He's not a striker. You're playing players out of position. We're in bad form. The injuries are not just like bench warmers, they're key players. Victor Johansson, if you'd have told me now at the start of the season, Victor Johansson, Junior, Lewis Baker, and you've got no striker, where do you want finished? I'd snap your hand off the mid-table. It's just that we had a great start, and that was thanks to Robins, thanks to the players that he got them playing well. So for them that have said Robins out, yes, sometimes he gets his tactics wrong, sometimes things are questionable. You can't start saying Robins out. What do they expect? Do they expect us to get another manager out and then go through the old rigmarole of this isn't my team, these aren't my players, I need to get some players in. I need a pre-season, and it's just going round and round.
Okay. Leicester then, George. They are in a pickle.
They are.
Into the bottom three they go. I mean, do you see them going down? I mean, they've got some great players still, haven't they?
I just can't see them doing it. I don't know how the hell they're in that situation. I looked at the squad earlier. The amount of good players they got: Mavididi, Fatawu, Harry Wince, Skip. You can name the whole team if you want to. It's ridiculous how they're down below. It's just, I just don't know how. I just don't know how they're down there. And I think they've done enough squad to stay up, but their forms have been absolutely dreadful. And no one knows. We'll probably give them 3 points now in Stoke, but we shouldn't give them 3 points because the performance they played today was really good, and we should go in there fighting for the badge next week. But yeah, I can't see Leicester going down. I think they might get a manager and probably stay up, but that points deduction's killed him. And yeah, I just don't know what's going on with Leicester this season. It's just been a right mess.
We'll review that game, of course, next week as well. Hopefully, get Adam and Ryan back with us. They're fighting the flu at the moment. There's lots of flu going around the Potteries at the moment, or something.
Seems like it's off the Stoke camp.
Yeah, got it from them.
Right. Yeah, well, get well soon anyway, Adam, and get well soon, Ryan. Right, we're up to letter P, of course, in our A to Z. Speaking of P, potteries and all that, let us know if you can think of a player or an event in Stoke's history that definitely belongs in the letter. We'll get these lads thinking about it in a second. First of all, also P stands for promotion and playoffs. This week there's been chat about whether the playoffs should drop down to 8th place, George. I mean, it benefits Stoke, shouldn't it? Wouldn't it? If it did? What's your view on this?
It does and it doesn't. I think it's a bit game's gone, to be honest with you. I think it's going to ruin the championship a bit because top 6, I think, for me is fine. Top 8 will probably do Stoke good enough, but yeah, I just can't see it happening. I just don't know why they would do it because it just ruins football for me, and I just don't like the idea of it, to be fair.
Well, the argument is it makes it slightly more competitive, and there's less dead rubbers at the end of the season. I mean, you could have. I mean, the difference between 3rd and 8th at the moment is. I mean, what are we talking about? Ipswich going up, and what have we got? Preston going up. I mean, neither of them are probably going to be. I think they're both going to be coming straight back down, aren't they? In terms of how strong the Premier League is. So, I mean, Carl, I thought as Stoke fans, you'd probably welcome this, wouldn't you?
No, if it isn't broke, don't need fix it, do you? So like you say, you look at some of the people that get in the top 8 are absolutely awful, aren't they? You know what I mean? It's this season in particular, it's a very poor league, and there's always one team that sneaks in that top 6 that should never have been there. If you go and do top 8, it's pointless. The 3 teams that go up now, they struggle, don't they? They really, really struggle. So if you go and put like a team that sneaks into the top 8 who you don't expect be there, it's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. Just go and ruin the league, in my opinion, because then they'll get the parachute payment, then they'll be throwing money at the league, and then the gap between 8 and the teams below becomes greater, and it'll just end up making the championship like the Premier League, in my opinion, because you'll have loads of teams coming down with a parachute payment, throwing money about, and the other teams will get left behind.
Okay. Who do we want to go up then? I mean, obviously we want Stoke to be there, George, but who else would you want to see promoted alongside Stoke? If
I would like to see, I know he's a former Stoke manager, but I'd like to see Millwall in the Premier League, a proper English club, a proper decent club. I think they'll be good in the Prem. I think Middlesbrough will go up. I think Coventry will still go up as well. So that would be my 3 promotion teams.
Okay. All right then. Stay with us. Hopefully, we get to see Stoke on Wembley Way. It's not done yet. So we're in 14th, but there's very very few points between us and 6th still. It's all to do. Right then, who gets in our A to Z for P then, fellas? Any good ones this week?
I've got a fair few for P. Yeah.
Okay.
Eric Peters, Jermaine Pennant,
Mike Pagic for the older viewers. Who else did I have? I had Peters, you've just said, Pagic, Pennant. Pennant's a great one.
Yeah.
I think you can throw in P for Potteries Derby, which we still long for one day. There's quite a few with P for a change.
I'll pick one out of that then, shall we? Go on then, Carl. What's the one that represents the club?
Oh, just because it hasn't happened so long, I'm going to rule the Potteries Derby out. I know the older viewers will argue with me and say Paget because he's a 1972 League Cup winner, so I guess he should be there. But for me, I'd have to go Pennant just because he made the FA Cup final and he was so influential in our Premier League days. Personally, because I never got saw him play, Paget play. I'm going to say Pennant. But older viewers debate away. Either one of them can go in.
Okay. Right, Jermaine Pennant goes in for our P. Now, this is where we need your help next week, please. Has there ever been a Stoke City player good enough with the surname Q to head into our A to Z next week? We really need your help with this. Trawl the annals and let us know if there's someone good enough that we can stick in there. Otherwise, we are going to come really unstuck as we head into our most difficult letter of the alphabet. Right, thanks so much for watching. Of course, good luck against Leicester City this weekend, and we'll catch you on the other side of it. Thank you for all your comments and support this week. We have read them all, and we love reading them this week in our lunch break. So drop us your view on whether Stoke can reach the playoffs as well. Drop us your view on Schmidt as well. We've been too lenient on him. And let us know if you've got anybody for Q. See you next week. Thanks for watching.